Y'all need a ride?
What you waiting for, huh?
Come on, Willie, let's get to Fulton's Point, huh? What time he coming round? What time? Who coming round? You don't be fooling with me. I'm talking about Legba. Legba? Where you been at, Slick? He done changed his name to Scratch. You looking for me, Willie Brown? Been a long time, hasn't it, Willie? Yes, it has.
Wait, what's going on here?
Yes, sir, been a long time. You were about 17 last time we saw each other. One night on this old crossover, wasn't it? What can I do for you, Willie Brown? I come to see you, tell you the deal's off. Oh, no. According to this here piece of paper, the deal's still on. You can tear that up and give me some peace. Why on earth would I want to do that? Now, you sloughed up on your end of things. I didn't end up where I wanted. I didn't end up with nothing. Didn't get nothing. You got what you were supposed to get, Blues Man. Ain't nothing ever as good as we want it to be. But that ain't no reason to break a deal.
Yes, sir. Hotep, peace and love, fam. This is your host, Ambassador Ausar, and you are live with African Holistic Healing. Tonight's show is on the analysis of the teachings and mission of Dr. Malachi Z. York. On May 8th, just yesterday, 2002, Dr. Malachi York was arrested and subsequently pled guilty to child molestation charges. Was this master teacher framed, or did his hustle finally catch up with him? What have we learned from the life and teachings of Dr. York? I'm going to analyze this today with you on the 8th year of Dr. York's incarceration. First, I want to bring in my co-host, Mr. Holipsism. Peace, brother.
Peace.
What's going on, fam?
Oh, it's good, it's good. It's hard to believe that it's 8 years.
8 years, can you believe that?
Man, time is flying.
Time has flown by. Dr. York, he definitely is no stranger in the conscious community. A lot of people grew up with Imam Isa. You know him more as Imam Isa, As-Sayyid Al-Imam Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi, and he had the Bushwick, the Ansar Allah community in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And I thought about how to do this, and something came to my mind. Said, deal with the good, the bad, and then the ugly. So I'm going to start the show off speaking about the good. Some of the things that Dr. York did. One of the things that I can say positive about that, in terms of that time frame, is seeing a community of black people. It was almost like seeing, even though it was an Islamic nation, it was almost like seeing what a nation would look like when you have an organized group of people that believe in something. They had the community in Bushwick, Brooklyn. They was in the all-white. They had the children that was studying the languages. I mean, from the outside looking in, it looked like, he had his stuff together. Everything seemed like it was lined up. The books was coming out. I mean, these books was addressing a lot of issues dealing with Christianity. I mean, the Pale Man, did the hog come from mankind? He went into a whole tying in the scriptures. Was Jesus really crucified? I remember seeing a lot of brothers, including myself, at a time frame, really digesting those books and learning from the tapes. He had a question and answer class. One of the few leaders that actually would allow themselves to be questioned. Granted, it was in his home court that you would be questioned in the Hall of Knowledge, but still the fact that he would allow you to ask him questions, and they were called True Light tapes at the time. And Dr. York was definitely a person that was very mentally sharp as Imam Isa. The man was linguistic. He was a scholar. He could rattle off all kind of Islamic, Quranic, biblical scriptures, backwards and forwards. It wasn't too many people was going to win an argument with Imam Isa. I mean, I haven't seen anybody win one with him yet. This man definitely had an answer for everything, even if it was a vague or made up answer. He had an answer for everything. And he was definitely somebody that you couldn't sneeze at or trivialize in terms of his effect on people. I mean, even a lot of your hip-hop artists, people that grew up in the Brooklyn area, they heard about this man. They came to the community to see, what was going on with him, how he did his thing. His community, the Nuwabians, they're still around. You might have some brothers and sisters from the Nuwabian nation that's listening now. I would hope that they would call in or respond on the chat if they have things that they would like to add to this conversation. Just from your perspective, Holip, on the good, the positive part, what do you think you could positively take from Dr. York?
Well, on a personal level, I could say that during the time that he was out, he was instrumental in putting out information to get the ball rolling in terms of our consciousness. I remember, specifically, to me, one of the most impactful books that I read from Dr. York was The Pale Man. And I thought that was an excellent book. And the concept that he had, because, during that time, people, there was a Malcolm X resurgence. And that's when we were first dealing with the concept of the white man being the devil.
Right.
So he had a somewhat different take on that than the Nation of Islam.
Right.
In a sense that he said the white man wasn't the devil in the spiritual aspect of Satan. The white man was the physical manifestation of Satan.
Right.
So his concept was if the black race is the physical, for lack of a better term, is the physical manifestation of God, then he's saying that there has to be a physical manifestation of Satan too. And that's what was represented by the white race, which was an interesting concept.
Right.
And, just on that level, it got the ball rolling in terms of consciousness and breaking that Christian spell.
Right.
So in the sense of that he was definitely a positive influence. Like you said, being in the community, everybody knew about the Ansar Allah community. You were in Brooklyn, you knew that in Bushwick, you had this community of Muslims with goods and services that they sold. The places were kept, immaculate. The children were well behaved. Like that image of just seeing black people controlling a neighborhood was powerful.
As the character of Imam Isa, I mean, he was, like I said, he was tough to deal with. He was really, really strong with that Islam to the point where the difference between him and Louis Farrakhan, because at the time the strongest black leader at the time was Louis Farrakhan. But Louis Farrakhan was more dealing with his rhetoric, his tapes. At the time it was VHS tapes. He didn't write the books. You're getting now the books along with the talk. You know what I'm saying? You're getting information. You're not getting to just, the Final Call newspaper. You're getting actual books that's breaking down scriptures, showing you who you are in the scriptures, having images of black people from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That was like revolutionary in itself. Like, whoa, man, look at that. There goes Adam. There's a picture of Adam. There's Eve. There's all these biblical characters as black. And if you weren't exposed to that or growing up and seeing that, that was really helpful in breaking that whitewashed, Christianized spell. So I got to